To present the Sustainable CT certifications for 2019, we have Lynn Stoddard from Eastern Connecticut State University. Lynn. And obviously she's coming with the great Laura Francis of Durham.
Good afternoon. I am pleased to be here. I am co-chair of Sustainable CT. Currently, we have 90 municipalities that are registered in Sustainable CT. That represents 53% of the state. Cumulatively, 47 municipalities are Sustainable CT certified, representing 28% of the state, and that's in just 2 short years. Applications are rigorously reviewed in 9 different impact areas, ranging from community building, thriving local economies, vibrant arts and culture, to clean transportation and diverse housing. In addition, all certified communities address diversity, inclusion, and equity when implementing sustainability actions. To learn more about Sustainable CT generally, come to our booth, shared with the CCM booth in the exhibit hall. As we move into year 3 of Sustainable CT, we are thrilled to announce the successful launch of the Sustainable CT Community Match Fund. This fund is accessible to any municipality registered with Sustainable CT, and it's to fund great sustainability-related projects. Come learn more at our 1:45 p.m. workshop, Session B, after lunch, called Innovative Project Funding for Communities. So now is the time that you've all been waiting for. I'd like to introduce Lynn Stoddard, who is the Executive Director of the Institute for Sustainable Energy at Eastern Connecticut State University. ECSU is our partner in the, actually, the development and the administration of Sustainable CT. Lynn.
Thanks, Laura. So congratulations to all our 2019 certified communities. We're going to call them up one by one and mention a quick story about each one with a photo. And we'll start with the bronze certified communities. And I will tell you some of the stories. So please hold your applause until we get the whole group of bronze towns across the stage, and then we'll congratulate them together. Ashford. The Ashford Arts Council, established in 2016, supports the arts and local artists. Among other activities, it has recognized over 30 artists, organized 8 artist workshops, and awards 2 scholarships for youth annually, one in the performing arts and one in the visual arts. Bethany. The town of Bethany engaged in a community-wide process of visioning inclusivity and diversity through the arts. Activities included a 3rd grade family quilting project, a town reads initiative that included a book on addressing racism, and initiation of an arts and culture district. The process included community members in door-to-door conversations and town marketing, as well as more than a half-dozen organizational stakeholders in this community of fewer than 6,000 residents. Bloomfield. The town of Bloomfield empowered teens to lead in environmental action through student-led construction of a rain garden on the Bloomfield High School campus. The 6 students involved learned about the water cycle, native and low-maintenance plants, and soil compaction management. Brookfield. The town of Brookfield created an inventory of its natural resources and wildlife habitats, including land cover, water resources, and soil mapping. This inventory supports Brookfield's efforts to maintain 13% of its land area as open space and build upon the success of the 3-mile Still River Greenway, with current efforts to develop additional walking paths along the Still River. Burlington. The town of Burlington integrated several sustainability concepts into its most recently adopted Plan of Conservation and Development, including actions in transportation, housing, and floodplain management. Its draft POCD for the next 10-year cycle incorporates the Sustainable CT framework for integrating sustainability concepts into planning. Cornwall. The town of Cornwall held several creative and informative sustainability events, including its annual Art at the Dump event, at which art made from recycled materials is sold, a Green Up Cleanup to address landscape maintenance, and a wild plants hike to discuss invasive plants. Collectively, Cornwall's sustainability events this past year were attended by 855 participants. Darien. The town of Darien participates in a citizen-led unified water study which measures and tracks the ecological health of Darien's bays and harbors. 8 volunteer residents and 2 high school students electronically measure water conditions at 12 predetermined sites in Darien's harbors. Data will help guide best-in-practice stewardship measures for Darien's watersheds. East Hartford. The town of East Hartford completed a retrofit to the town's nearly 5,000 streetlights with energy-efficient LED fixtures, resulting in more than 1.6 million kilowatt hours in annual electric savings. The improved lighting also offers enhanced public safety and aesthetics. East Lyme. The town of East Lyme purchased and redeveloped a former non-functional gas station into a downtown Niantic park, an aesthetic improvement identified as critically important to improving the community's Main Street and a catalyst for earning 4 STEEP grants that supported additional beautification improvements, including tree replanting, sidewalks, and benches. Essex. Through its tree committee and informal collaboration with the Essex Land Trust and the Essex Conservation Commission, the town of Essex ensures there is a holistic approach to planning the management and preservation of the town's woodlands and forests. The 11 square mile town has 1,736 inventoried trees with the potential to sequester 42 tons of carbon dioxide per year. Groton. The town of Groton has prohibited smoking in its parks and community gardens, addressing outdoor air quality and promoting community health. Manchester. The town of Manchester developed an integrated strategy, implementation framework, and action plan to increase inclusive communications and engagement in the community. Strategies included hosting a series of 12 workshops on diversity, equity, and inclusion, with 125 town staff participants and 71 community member participants. New London. The City of New London, in partnership with Thames Valley Sustainable Connections and the Connecticut Food Systems Alliance, completed the New London Local First Business Directory, which inventories 12 different sectors and highlights the importance of buying goods and services locally, promoting local character and prosperity, community well-being, environmental sustainability, and product diversity. North Stonington. Recognizing the community's lack of affordable housing options, the town of North Stonington's Affordable Housing Committee held events to explore how to grow housing options in North Stonington, including an It's on the House event, which was held on Election Day at a location where most residents go to vote. Collectively, the town's events on economic and housing sustainability this past year reached nearly 200 participants. Norwich. The City of Norwich created a cross-sector team of community partners to better align the education system with workforce needs, creating a more interconnected community and increasing resident employment in high-growth sectors. This new capacities initiative aims to increase the percentage of financially secure Norwich families from 54% to 66% within the next 10 years. Old Saybrook. The town of Old Saybrook analyzed the demographics of residents and housing options and assessed what type of housing may be needed, both now and in the future. Presentation materials emphasize the need to increase multifamily and mixed-use housing options to attract millennials and empty nesters, as well as to provide attainable housing options to asset-limited and income-constrained populations. Portland. The town of Portland built a 2.3-mile extension of the airline trail in Portland to East Hampton, providing an important linkage to 53 miles of a multi-town trail network for pedestrians, bicyclists, equestrians, and cross-country skiers. Scotland. The town of Scotland's sustainability team conducted a community walk audit. 23 participants representing a broad range of ages and abilities assessed community walkability in 6 main areas of concern within the town, such as the walk from the town green to the historic Samuel Huntington House, and from the town library to the elementary school. Waterford. The town of Waterford implemented a community residential solar energy campaign through Solarize CT, resulting in 110 people expressing interest, 58 site visits, 45 presented contracts, 10 signed contracts, and more than 101 kilowatts of contracted new solar capacity resulting from the campaign. West Haven. The town of West Haven implemented a municipal regulation that prohibits emissions from stationary or idling vehicles, which has been communicated to drivers of municipal vehicles. This initiative could result in hundreds of pounds of carbon emissions avoided every year. Weston. Weston High School was recognized by the U.S. Department of Education as the only 2019 Green Ribbon School in Connecticut for its efforts to reduce environmental impact and costs, improve the health and wellness of schools, students, and staff, and provide effective environmental education. Wilton. The Norwalk River Valley Trail aims to build 30 miles of trail connecting Norwalk to Danbury via Wilton, Ridgefield, and Reading. The town of Wilton is implementing and has completed several projects on the 10-foot wide, handicap-accessible, compacted stone trail that provides opportunities to travel between towns. And Woodbury. The town of Woodbury, as part of the Pomperaug River Watershed Coalition and in partnership with key stakeholders, worked collaboratively to develop an updated plan for the Pomperaug River watershed. The updated plan will serve as a roadmap to return impaired waters to swimmable and fishable conditions and will be used to evaluate changes over time. So this is our slate of bronze certified communities for 2019. Congratulations to all of you who are inspired by amazing stories. And now we will honor the 2019 Silver Certified Communities. The town of Coventry worked on the design of a farming operation that would provide living accommodations for people with disabilities and an opportunity for them to develop different skills working on the farm. And John has a modified plaque because they were certified bronze last year, and that plaque already sits at their town hall. So he's going to go back and put a new badge on there. Guilford. The town of Guilford facilitated a robust process of community engagement and used creative problem solving and innovative financing to secure voluntary approval for 7 water main easements for 145 private wells with a high risk of excessive salt content, dangerous bacteria levels, and water shortages. Mansfield. Representatives from 7 different disciplines in the town of Mansfield, in partnership with the Nature Conservancy, performed a climate vulnerability assessment, identified how secondary impacts of climate change are likely to affect the community, and demonstrated special consideration to low and moderate income residents. Middletown. In 2015, the town of Middletown selected Forest City Farms to farm city-owned property and offered reduced-cost, community-supported agricultural shares to low and moderate-income community residents, with the cost reduction valued at $2,815. Further, the farm donated 3,285 pounds of produce to a local soup kitchen and food pantries. New Haven. The City of New Haven, through a process of community engagement, created a municipal affordable housing task force that focused on municipal and regional housing issues. After presenting its report locally, the task force has taken its findings to the South Central Regional Council of Governments to begin dialogue on a coordinated regional approach to addressing housing needs. Simsbury. The town of Simsbury supports MLK in CT, a diverse group of Simsbury High School students dedicated to documenting, educating, and celebrating Dr. King's life and his time spent in Simsbury and Connecticut, with a recent focus on designing an MLK memorial at Simsbury Public Library. Fundraising engaged various stakeholders, including 300 people who purchased personalized bricks that will be part of the memorial. South Windsor. The town of South Windsor developed a neighborhood traffic calming policy to provide a systematic approach to respond to concerns raised by residents regarding traffic speeds, volumes, and road safety within the neighborhoods. The policy clarifies, for example, that before the town performs a study of traffic conditions, at least 50% of affected neighborhood residents must request the study. Vernon. The town of Vernon launched a mobile app called Recycle Coach to help manage household waste disposal and recycling. It offers residents a personalized refuse and recycling collection calendar and a geolocation reporting tool that notifies the Vernon Public Works Department of collection status. It also helps residents learn about proper disposal information for over 10,000 household items through its What Goes Where search tool. And Wyndham. Wyndham established 2 community gardens on municipally owned property, including the Thread City Community Kitchen, maintained by Grow Wyndham, with food donated to the Covenant Soup Kitchen, sold to local vendors, and used by the Wyndham Youth Corps hot sauce production. The Wyndham Department of Public Works regularly donates material and services to local garden projects. And that is our amazing, inspiring crew of Silver Certified Towns for 2019. Congratulations!